There's some more specific techniques to couching that I want to make sure that you understand. These are the two brands of monofilament thread that I find myself using over and over. This one is YLI Wonder Invisible Thread. It is nylon and it is a cross-wound spool. You can't really see it here, so I grabbed this cone of serger thread. Do you see how it crosses? A cross-wound spool of thread prefers to ride horizontal on your sewing machine. On the other hand, this one, it's monopoly by Superior. This is a parallel wound spool of thread, just like your regular spools of thread, and it would prefer to ride vertical. Since I don't happen to have a vertical spool pin that I can find at the present time, I'm going to make use of this clear. The monopoly is a polyester thread. This is a nylon thread. I don't find that that makes two hoots of difference. So it is a little bit tricky to make use of monofilament threads. As always, be sure that when you're threading your needle, you have your presser foot up. That way the thread is seated back between those tension discs, which then when I lower, you see, when the presser foot is up, I can pull the thread. When the presser foot is down, I have tension on the thread. You always want to double check that. And then thank the Lord for needle threaders. Now I only have monofilament in the needle, almost, not in the bobbin. I have regular thread in the bobbin. And I wore my contacts there. Needle threaders, good things. Now I have on my regular presser foot, and this is a clutch purse that I'm making. You can see that I'm just meandering some threads. Now I'm not going to make that up as I go, but instead perhaps I'm going to take my trusty chalkener, this is my absolute favorite marker, and decide where I want the thread to actually end up. Then I take my decorative thread. You have to have a stash of decorative threads. When I went to my stash drawer, hello Bella, my favorite kitty. She was in the last DVD, so I guess she thinks she has to be in this one as well. These were all the cards that I found in my stash of decorative threads. So don't ever have a problem collecting your stash, because if you're going to sew with embellishment, you need to have your goodies to choose from. Okay, I don't need your help anymore. I'm simply putting it on a zigzag stitch. I'm going to increase the length. I usually use about 3, and then decrease the width to just wide enough to encompass whatever you're going to be stitching over. And then the other clue is to lower your upper tension. You have to lower the upper tension enough so that you don't see the bobbin thread poking up at each side of the zigzag. If you leave it a balanced tension and you have that revealing of the bobbin thread, then why use an invisible thread in the first place? So I believe I have it set here. I'm going to put needle down on, and I can tell you, we're going to stop for a minute because I went through lots of layers with this needle, and it is dull, and it is pulling the threads of this gorgeous silk. So right now, I'm making use of the regular foot, and all I have to do is guide my yarn right in front of the foot. So you can definitely do this with just your regular zigzag foot. However, it is easier, especially if you're doing curves or sharp corners, to make use of a wonderful foot that I'm sure your dealer will be more than happy to sell to you. What I've switched to now is the couching foot. I'm sure your sewing machine manufacturer has created one for your machine. It's a very popular foot, and I'm certain that your machine dealer will be more than happy to help you invest in one. But you can see how much easier and quicker it really is with this guide feeding in the yarn automatically. So that, viewers, is couching. So here was a line of just a monotone yarn, and then I've got 2 of these in. Since 2 flowers in a vase is not as pretty as 3, I'm going to add yet 1 more row of the glitzy yarn. This is going to become a clutch purse.